everybody, welcome to the Jesus Taxi Show. It's a rare rainy day here on a Tuesday in August. It's really cold for Colorado today, so stick around for the next half hour. We're going to be spending some time with some good local friends here. This is the Jesus Taxi Show.
You're the reason. You're the reason. You're the reason. You're the reason. You're the reason.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Jesus Taxi Show. I'm your host, Wayne Hanson. We're so excited to be in the taxi, even on a rainy day. Any day in the Jesus Taxi is a good day. And I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine that I met last year. I do a music gig right here in this place called the Coffee Shop, the Collective Coffee House in downtown Castle Rock. I do jazz music and that kind of thing, and I do country covers, I do original music and all that kind of stuff. But this guy helps do fundraising for Wellspring Community. Everybody, please welcome to the Jesus Taxi Show. This is Joel Smith.
Thanks, Wayne.
I'm glad you're here. It's awesome. It's awesome. So we're going to ride around in the Jesus Taxi. I'm going to put it into auto cut. And we're going to talk about Wellspring. We're going to talk about Jesus. We're going to talk about just I think your dad was a pedal steel guitar player.
Yes, he was a pedal steel guitar player.
Country music.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited for this conversation.
Good. Should be interesting.
Yeah, right. We had a little snafu with the mount here, but I think we got it figured out, and everything seems to be working good.
We're doing good.
We're going to try to go down the one-way alley the right way here. So Joel, tell me, where did you grow up?
Okay, I grew up in Westminster, actually.
Okay, so you're a local.
Yeah, I'm a local, Colorado, one of the rare natives, right?
Right, yeah. There's not too many of you.
My real career was in intercollegiate athletics, and so I was the athletic director at Fort Lewis College down in Durango.
And what sport?
And all of them. I ran the whole department.
Okay.
Then 11 years I spent as the commissioner of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, so that was in Colorado Springs.
In Armac.
The Armac, yeah. I was the commissioner.
It's funny that you and I have not talked about this because one of my youth pastors in Grand Junction is a guy named Coach Brett Crabb.
Okay.
He was the Armac champion at Western State in Gunnison.
Okay, yep.
And you probably met him at some point.
I think I know that name, yeah. So I've met a bunch of people.
And then he was the head coach at Littleton, at Columbine High School.
Oh, very cool.
So,
okay.
Yep.
And then I was up in Chadron, Nebraska for the last 11 years.
Okay.
And then decided to retire. And so now I work for Wellspring Community trying to help them raise money.
And you live in Castle Rock.
And I live in Monument.
Okay.
So I live right on the Douglas County, El Paso County line.
Nice.
Really close to where Buc-ee's gets to go.
Nice. When I moved to the Front Range from Grand Junction, my first house was in Monument. And right on 105 on the east side when you get towards Black Forest over there.
That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah,
so
it's beautiful.
It's nice country.
Yeah, 420 New London Way. That's the old house.
Okay. You remember the address.
Oh yeah. I remember my kids still remember it because they were in grade school then, and you wanted to make sure that your kids had their address memorized.
Yes, that's true.
In case they ever got lost, and it was a safety thing. You know, I don't know if they make kids do that anymore.
I don't know if
they all have cell phones.
Does anybody stay any place long enough to do that anymore? Right?
Yeah.
I've got 6 kids, and so they're all over the place. So I could not repeat their addresses.
Right?
So
oh, for sure.
I'm sure they can't harm.
Yeah. I'm going to actually drive over to the other Wellspring location.
Okay,
I think
great.
that might be a good thing to do.
That's
we can kind of
awesome.
look at it, and so I got 3 cameras. I have a windshield cam.
Right.
You have a cam, and I have a cam, and then I've got a rear view. Like this whole thing we have 7 cameras in the taxi,
my
so it's a lot.
So you can get all kinds of
you get tons of footage, tons of cool footage. So tell me all about Wellspring and community, and why what got you into it.
Okay, very interesting story, I think. But Wellspring Community has been around for about 17 years. started by a mom who had an adult with IDD.
What's IDD?
IDD is intellectual and developmental disability.
Okay.
So it could be in a wide gamut of things that they might have.
Could be severe or not as severe.
Can be different levels, different things, different physical enemies. So anyway, she was hoping to find a way for her daughter to have things to do when she got out of high school.
Yeah.
And they started baking cookies in her kitchen.
Yep.
And she did it with her other friends, and eventually they got 4 or 5 different kitchens together, and they became kind of an industrial bakery.
Wow.
We still carry on the bakery today. We do $10,000 a month in sales.
No kidding.
It's all out of out of our Wellspring building here.
No kidding.
Yep.
And is it selling to restaurants? And
we sell them to some restaurants. We sell them to the hospital. You can get them out at the hospital, at Advent Hospital.
Here, I'll do a quick. Here's a windshield cam of Wellspring right there, everybody.
This is us, and we share space with Castle Oaks Covenant Church, which has been a great relationship for us. They basically use the facilities on the weekends, and we use it during the week.
Yeah.
And the bakery is over to the right where we're looking at right now. You can just see the F sign, I guess, but that's the bakery, just that little section over there.
No kidding. Okay.
And
so there's a kitchen in there and everything.
There's a kitchen in there, and it's small, but we're productive with what we can do here. And then we just use the classroom space that are here, and then we do a lot of so we do day programming for the adults with IDD. So we take them out on field trips. Basically, they go and they do all kinds of things like personal health and stuff like that. They will do community service. They will learn history. They learn health and sciences. We take them to the rec center, and they swim, and they go bowling, and they do different things. And each class has something like a theme, something like that.
About how many adults do you have in the program?
So a total about 120, and on any particular day we'll deal with about 60. That's our capacity with teachers and transportation vehicles, all that other stuff. So so it's a busy place, and there's lots of demand because there's not a whole lot of places like us. There are other places that provide services for adults with IDD, but because we're a nonprofit, we're able to raise a little bit more money and really do some quality events for them and do stuff. So that was phase 1. Phase 2 is we provide work opportunities. So at the bakery and then at the collective, they all have opportunities to get jobs. And which is an amazing thing. So we have a large majority of them are all involved in some kind of work opportunity that we do for them.
That's cool. So I think I told you, but and a lot of people in my audience know I have a special needs son. His name is Max.
Okay, all right.
And he's on the spectrum with autism, but he's high functioning.
Okay, good.
And he worked here at the Haynes outlet, at the outlet mall for about 4 or 5 years until the store went out of business. Haynes Champion closed a bunch of their stores, and when they closed the store here, Max was out of a job.
Oh, that's true.
And so then for the last 2.5 years, we've been on a job hunt with his job coach and making applications and doing job interviews everywhere and just all this stuff. And we just 2 weeks ago, he just landed a job at the home goods store next to TJ Maxx.
Awesome.
And then last week he did his training. So he does stocking. So he gets up early, 6:30 in the morning when they bring in the stock to the store. Max is putting stuff out on the shelves, and he's with autism. Of course, he's very meticulous. So everything has in a category, and he puts everything he's just good at organizing things, and it bothers him if it's not organized. And so it's a really good job for him.
So one of our goals at Wellspring is to really provide opportunities where adults with IDD can actually flourish in the community, and do jobs just like you mentioned Max does. And so that's an excitement for us, is that we're able to provide some of those opportunities, and whenever somebody can do it in the community, that's great too. So
for sure.
There's way too, as you noted, there's not very many opportunities. So.
It's very hard. And of course, my wife he's on SSI, so he gets some benefits. And of course, when as soon as he gets a job, the hourly it cuts into his benefit.
Wonderful.
But we know that him working that job is more important than whatever money he gets from it, because he gets a sense of purpose.
The sense of purpose.
He gets
really large.
social interaction. He gets out of the house. Just out in the community, making new friends, just being in the world.
Right.
And
it's a wonderful thing. That self-worth. We see it in all of our stars that are actually out there working in our facilities and the stuff they do. They're so elated when something good comes out of all of that.
Right. You call your clients just the stars.
So it's an acronym. I can't remember what it's for, but it's basically something that our program teachers use.
Right.
Just to kind of to give them a little bump.
Of course.
But for us, really, we want them to be more just like you and I.
Right.
Because they do. They function like you and I.
Yep.
And they just have challenges like we all do.
Of course.
And it's when people are willing to kind of work through those challenges that we see, a really bi-directional opportunity for people to build relationships with them. And it's a cool thing.
So did you have a family member that was special needs?
Or not, no. And that's maybe, I don't know whether I appreciate it now more because I didn't. Because I see what parents have to go through.
Right.
To me, that's probably the biggest thing in our deal. The energy level and the sacrifices that parents have to make.
Oh, it's huge.
Is huge, and goes on, kind of silently, right? So.
Well, you do it anyway. At least a good parent would.
And that's the thing about it is it really does show God's love, because we all love our kids, and I have 6 of them, and I love every one of them, and I would have loved them all if they had any kind of disability.
Of course.
And honestly, they do. We just don't label it that, right? Like I have one that's got a learning disorder a little bit, but he makes it through stuff, and he's a IT guy, and that all works out fine, right?
Right.
So, but in this population that we're talking about, sometimes people just don't take it that step farther and kind of show the love. My executive director Nicole says in our tours all the time that we don't deal with money here. We do all the things we do are in exchanges of love.
That's right.
And so it's amazing the amount of love that you see going on all the time at Wellspring.
Yeah.
It really is. So.
Yeah, I love, maybe I'll play a little clip. I recorded some of my jazz music at the patio there at the coffee house. I love playing there. I play there the second Thursdays of the month.
Yep.
And I play from 11 to 1. And if it's quiet and I can tell people are just trying to study or on their laptops, then I'll do instrumental music, right? But if a bus load of kids shows up and I know they want to do sing-alongs, then it's gonna be Rocky Mountain High.
That's all right.
And just all the songs, Billy Joel, and all the songs that people love to sing along with, and just to bring joy. That's the whole idea.
And it is a joyful place, and whenever you have those interactions with them, it's wonderful, right? Because they just want to listen to music,
right?
And it's a simple thing, but it's wonderful.
What I love about the Collective Coffee Shop is people walk in from off the street. Or when I'm playing music, sometimes I can see them on the sidewalk. All of a sudden, they stop and they start listening. And they go, "I'm going to go over there." And they go, "There's some good music. I'm going to get a cup of coffee, sit down, have a scone, and sing along."
And it does bring in people.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the public gets to interact with some of these folks who never probably get a chance to get out there much to interact, with the public.
Right.
And I brought a lot of people from my recovery group too, that other musicians, people that are playing or whatever, and some of my friends that come along, they want to play either playing bass or they're playing the cajon or whatever. They start to cry when they're playing music with me, and I can tell it touches their heart. Like, I see why you do this.
Yes.
I see why you do this, and they're like, it's another way of telling God, thank you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
God, I'm grateful. Thank you for the life you've given me. Help me to bring joy to somebody else.
Yep.
Right.
And the kind of exchange that you have there lets them also feel that way. You know, I think a lot
Right.
of times they don't get to engage with people in a normal one-on-one scenario, and when you have them just sitting there talking to you while you're playing and
Right.
you interact, that's exactly what our goal is to try to get them to be in a situation where that can happen.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's great.
Yeah.
So, how long you been doing? How long you been doing the work?
I retired a year and a half ago, and then I started. It's been a year now that I've been working for Wellspring.
Yep.
And the reason that I kind of got hooked into that, my wife found out about it about 2 years ago about Wellspring.
Yeah.
And really likes working with the population.
Right.
So she's got a job as a teacher there.
Oh, okay.
So she's been a teacher for the last 2 years.
Nice.
And she actually called me one day and says, "Hey, I know I was in Nebraska." She says, "I know you got another year or two before you graduate." And she goes, "How would you feel about me taking a job in Castle Rock?"
Yeah.
And I said, "You should do it if it's something that you really love." And she does. She loves the job.
That's
she loves
awesome.
working with the participants that we have.
Right.
And every day is really creative for her because they get to kind of create their own curriculum.
Yeah.
So they'll come up with all kinds of things. So she does a Bible study over at St. Francis of Assisi.
Yeah.
And then they also pull weeds.
Yeah, okay.
It's part of the Bible.
Oh, right.
And
Right.
she had them up at Mother Cabrini Shrine here a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
She will take them to Help and Hope, which is
Cool. Yep.
If you know what that is,
Yep.
another wonderful
food bank,
organization. Yep.
clothing store,
Yep.
thrift shop, all that
Yep.
stuff. Yep.
And they go over there every Monday and just stock shelves for them.
That's really cool.
And so there's just so many ways that we integrate with different groups that are doing things for the community that it's just wonderful. It really
That's
is.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, Joel, can you believe it? We're about halfway through
Oh, my
already.
goodness.
It goes so fast. But I have a little promo for my church. We're actually, if you see where I am,
Yep.
I'm about out to Highway 105.
Yep.
If I can go drive by our church, I will. But here's a little 30-second promo. If you're looking for a good church to try out in Sedalia, Colorado, come check out Summit Church.
What do you look for in a good church? A loving spiritual family? Life-giving messages that help you draw closer to God? A place to raise your kids with moral values? A place to connect? A place to protect? And a place to grow? You can find all this and more at Summit Church of Douglas County in Sedalia, Colorado. Summit Church isn't a perfect church, but it's a loving spiritual family nestled in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains in Sedalia. Come join us for an in-person worship at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time at 4240 North Perry Park Road in Sedalia, Colorado, 80135, or join us live on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Summit Church Sedalia. For more information about our ministry, visit mysummitchurch.com. Do you want to start a relationship with God? Visit 29minutes.org and learn more about how to have a friendship with Jesus Christ.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Jesus Taxi Show. I'm in the car with my friend Joel Smith from Wellspring Community, and we're driving out near my church on Highway 105. It's going to be coming up here on the right-hand side, but I'm going to put it back in auto cut, and we're just going to keep talking, Joel.
All right.
So, you and I both are big fans of Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir. We are very big fan.
So, did you grow up in a Catholic home, or what was your
Actually, interestingly
spiritual
enough,
story?
So my parents weren't really very spiritual. The one thing I will say they did was they let us go across the street to the Sunday school.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And so there was a Methodist church across the street from our
Okay.
house.
Yep.
So I sort of grew up around that kind of stuff.
Yep.
As I got into high school, I kind of tried a couple of different things, did a lot of stuff, went to a couple of evangelical churches.
Yep.
And then eventually when I met my wife, who was Catholic, I decided to convert to Catholicism, and it's been a wonderful experience for us.
Yeah.
It really has.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I don't carry with me the cradle to grave Catholic stuff,
Right,
but I've
right.
learned a lot through that.
I'm sure.
Pieces that
I'm
we've got.
sure. So this is a question I ask everybody that comes in the Jesus Taxi.
Okay.
Who is Jesus Christ to you?
Well, he's first and foremost my friend.
Yeah.
He is the person that I like to emulate. and he is the one. In some ways, he's a taskmaster for you. You know, because the things that Jesus wants you to do aren't always the things that your soul tells you to do.
Yeah.
And so consequently, you tend to waver.
Yeah.
And without his guidance, without scripture, with all of the information that you need to get yourself back in line, you'd be lost. And,
right.
And we have lots of people, unfortunately, who are lost, right?
Yeah.
I've been lucky. I've had a lot of blessings in my life, and I'm appreciative of it. And that's what Jesus means to me, is those blessings.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. So yeah, my grandpa was a Methodist preacher.
Oh, okay.
And he was a very soft-spoken guy. You know, for a preacher especially, I'm not sure why it was that way, but whenever he would pray in the Old English.
Oh, wow.
You know, it was these and thous and Almighty God and all those things, you know, and I have so much respect for my grandfather that way. And then my dad, of course, was a Pentecostal preacher.
Yes.
And so I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and inner city church.
Wow.
You know, and that's where my love of cars and racing and motorcycles and chopping stuff up. And I'm always working on something in the garage, even if it's just for fun, you know.
Yep.
That's where a lot of that, and my love for music, you know, Motown. Right. Some of the best rock and roll comes out of Detroit. So, you know, that's a little bit my history. And, you know, Jesus Christ for me, I was a non-believer really into my teens. Because, you know, the Pentecostals are just so culturally other than, like, they're kind of separatists, you know. Everything's about being holy. And, you know, we don't dance, we don't go to movies, we don't play cards, we don't, you know, it's kind of like that old Footloose movie, you know what I mean? It was just no fun, you know. And I wanted to get out of that so bad. And my vision of Jesus, here's the church actually, on the right hand side. So it's just a little country church.
Oh, it is.
And we love it.
Very nice.
We love it. Yeah.
I like it very much.
Yeah, and it's just the voices in worship just ring.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
Cool. That's awesome.
And it's just
that's like an A-frame.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the old school. Just so
videos.
It's just nostalgic when I walk in there. I always tell my church family I used to fall asleep in churches just like this.
Well, yeah. Now you have to pay a little bit more attention.
Now I'm the preacher. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we're near where we started.
We went in a circle.
We did. We saw Wellspring.
Circle.
We talked about Wellspring. How can people visit your website ministry and all that stuff?
We certainly are a nonprofit, so we are always looking for contributions and those kind of things. And you can go to volunteers is a big part of what we do. We have over 100 people who volunteer for stuff there, and you can get information about us on our website, which is wearewellspring.org. So you can learn a little bit about that. But what I always want to encourage people to do is come take a tour of our place. So every other Thursday we do tours, and it gives you a chance to intermingle with the adults that we have there in our program. And I guarantee you that you will walk away feeling loved.
Yes.
So if you can, this is the one few thing that doesn't cost you anything, but if you go on one of our tours, you're going to get back some love. So,
yes.
And it's pretty cool. So
that's beautiful.
Hopefully you'll check that out.
That's beautiful. Definitely will. Definitely will. Well, Joel, I always end an episode just sharing a simple way for someone to receive Christ. I know you've made the decision to follow Christ, and you trust in Him for the grace, and so do I. And like a good evangelical, I love a good version of the sinner's prayer. And that same prayer I was talking about that I preached in Iowa that night is similar. I love racing, and one of the great racing brands of all time is STP.
It certainly is.
Scientifically treated petroleum. But for me, STP stands for something different as a Christian. It stands for sorry, thank you, please.
Oh, very nice.
If you'll just make a decision to say, you know what, I'm going to surrender. I'm not going to live for myself anymore. But I want God to come in. I want Him to forgive me of my sin. I want to start a friendship with Him. It's as simple as STP. just praying a simple prayer of sorry, thank you, please. And I'm going to put it in park here and pray.
All right.
And if you want to pray after me, you can. And
Okay.
certainly if you're online or you're watching the show on television here, why don't you just pray this prayer with me right now? Just repeat these words. Say, "Dear Jesus,
Jesus,
I'm sorry for my sin.
sorry for my sins.
Thank you for dying on the cross for me.
Thank you for dying on the cross for me.
I believe God raised you from the dead,
And I believe God raised you from the dead,
according to the scriptures.
according to the scriptures.
Please come into my heart.
And be in my heart.
Forgive me of my sin
Forgive me of my sin.
and be the Lord of my life.
And be the Lord of my life.
I want to follow you,
I
Jesus,
want to follow you, Jesus,
from this moment forward.
from this moment forward.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Now, if
Yes.
you prayed that prayer, that's a game changer.
Yes, it is. It's a
Right?
big one. It's
If
a big one.
you put your faith in Christ, He
Yep.
makes all the difference.
Right.
Joel, thank you so much.
My pleasure, Wayne.
I
Thank you for letting me
appreciate you.
have some time with you.
Of course. And you guys are the best. Appreciate your support online. We did start a Patreon page now. So if you want to get on Patreon and support the ministry on a monthly way, there's some really cool ways to be involved with that as well. But thanks for joining us today on the Jesus Taxi Show. Join us next time. And here's another way you can get involved with social media. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the Jesus Taxi Show. Do me a quick favor today. This is Wayne Hanson. I'm the host of the Jesus Taxi Show, and we would love to have you visit our Facebook page. Give us a like and a follow, a subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel. And on the top of our page, pinned to the top, is our merch shop. If you go to the Jesus Taxi Show merch shop, it looks a lot like this, and you'll see on the merch shop, we've got muscle shirts and trucker hats. There's a Jesus Taxi air freshener, a sweatshirt. We've got our Wings 91 of protection sweatshirt from our annual motorcycle outreach, some stuff there from Summit Church, and we would love to have your support. So go to the Facebook page for The Jesus Taxi on Facebook and like us, and then buy some merch and support the ministry. We're so glad you watched the show today. God bless, and we'll see you next time.
You're the reason why the sun keeps going up and down every day. You're the reason why I'm standing here and singing out your highest praise. You're the greatest reason why I'm loving life this way.
Thank you so much for tuning in today to the ministry of Summit Church and the daily outreach of Wayne Hanson. You could support our ministry in many ways. Visit mysummitchurch.com and click the red button that says Donate. You can also text your offering. Open your texting app and enter this phone number, 303-625-9434. In the message box, text the amount of your gift in dollars, then press Send and follow the prompts that come through your texting app. There are no fees or extra charges related to giving by text, and 100% of what you give goes directly to the ministry. If you'd like to donate by crypto or other non-cash methods, please contact our ministry for more information about routing your gift. You can also support us by connecting with our online community. Comment, share, like, repost, and subscribe to stay up to date with what's happening at the church. Take care and have a great week. Remember, God loves you and has a wonderful plan for your life.